Anything that you learn becomes your wealth, a wealth that cannot be taken away from you, whether you learn it in a building called school or in the school of life. To learn something new is a timeless pleasure and a valuable treasure. And not all things that you learn are taught to you, but many things that you learn you realize you have taught yourself. See JoyBell C. Welcome back, English Seekers. This is Noor and you're listening to English Seekers Podcast. By the way, you can listen to English Seekers Podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts absolutely for free. Without further ado, let's get into it. In today's episode, I'd like really to capitalize on a couple of things here. First of all, we don't have new vocabulary today. As you noticed, the quote does not have the hard vocabulary, so I can just explain yourselves. What I really wanted to capitalize on or share with you is that truly there are things you learn from the life and they're not taught to you. So there are things, of course, you're going to study in school. There are things the teachers, your parents, people who are educated that might share with you and teach you about academics, about experiences, and they can warn you. They can let you know exactly that you gotta be careful when it comes to dealing with certain stuff and so on and so forth, but they're not going to be as valuable as the experiences that you go through yourself. They're not going to be as strong as the lessons that you learn yourself, because the only difference is that you learned something theoretically, okay, that you've never experienced before. And then once you learn something practically, these lessons stick with you longer than you might think. Why? Because you go through these experiences, but your heart, your mind, which means that you experience pain. If these situations, for example, are really painful to you, traumatizing, whatever you want to call it. So, absolutely, you will remember them after many years. And it depends, of course, on how you're going to get out of these situations. Are you going to get out of these situations victorious, winning, understanding the wisdom behind what happened to you? Or you're going to be down in the dumps, like you're going to be sad, impacted negatively by what happened to you. And I'm not saying here that every situation that we go through, we should have this kind of like toxic positivity, which means that everything happens to me, I should say like, oh, it's all right, it's okay, no problem, and so on and so forth. Yes, we should motivate ourselves. Yes, we should be optimistic and so on and so forth. But negativity is there for a reason. So I should learn from that. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created negativity for a reason as well. So you can see the contrast. You can see the difference between something that is positive and something that is negative. You can appreciate positivity when you see negativity there. So negativity is there to learn from. And at some points, when you keep telling yourself that everything is alright, you're ignoring what's happening. You live in denial. No. So it's true that there are lessons you're going to learn and you're going to head by negativity, okay, because of these lessons. But the most important thing, that these lessons are going to be so valuable to you that later on you can handle situations better. Later on, you can understand exactly what's happening just from the get-go. So you have to go through hardships, okay, with the mentality of, I'm gonna get stronger out of this. I'm gonna grow a spine, okay? But in order to do so, you have to wear different lenses. You cannot go through like certain situations with blind eyes, thinking that everything is okay. The people that I'm dealing with didn't mean any harm to me. Because believe it or not, some people put on masks and they're really good at that. They can pretend that they're really caring, they're really understanding, they want the best for you, and so on and so forth. But on the contrary, they don't care. They just want to get something from you. And once they get what they want, it's over. They don't need you anymore. You're just an option for them. So you hear from me right now talking about these stuff. I experienced a lot of things. And I know exactly what I'm talking about because I've seen people with great attitude, and you think that they're so kind to you, and later on, because of hardship, you see the true colors of them. Okay? So, as I said earlier, you're learning this theoretically, right? But you will learn the true lessons practically. It's like what? When you can read a lot of books about driving, you can watch a lot of videos about how to drive a car. Great. I know how to move a car right now. Okay? Even you can get these games like simulations, and you can try to drive in here and there. That's really awesome. But they're not going to be as valuable as you sit in a car and hold the steering wheel and start driving. Now you're learning. Now your muscles, your mind, your heart, all of them are into it. So later on, you can drive automatically. You can do things without even focusing on how to drive a car because you've been through this before and it's hard to forget. The same thing. Hearing about hardship is something. Going through hardship is something else. So always pay attention to these hidden lessons that you should learn and you should never forget. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. That was really appreciated. I hope that you liked this episode. Feel free to share this with your friends. See you next time.